Hey everyone, welcome to the Bitcoin video. Today it is June 22nd, 2020. It's about 1:45 p.m. and we've got a lot of stuff to talk about here. Lots to talk about. And I did we'll call it an altcoin operating table last night, and we were already kind of talking about this move up to 9,800, and we had a nice move up here over the last few hours, and so I want to talk a little bit about that move up. I want to talk about the possibility that this move might be done. And of course, before I get into any of this, you guys all know the deal. This is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. You are responsible for your own trades, managing your own risk, doing your own research, and I am just giving my opinion on the market. I have been wrong before. I will be wrong again. That is just the nature of the game. Nobody is right 100% of the time, because if they were, then well, they wouldn't be here on YouTube talking to you. They'd be making their own money and probably retired at this point. But anyway, we know the deal. This is slow grind, just getting things out here, and I'm just here to again just give my opinion. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have been looking at for Bitcoin. I'm going to be taking a look at Bitcoin, not necessarily according to our indicator, which we use, all the time, but I'm going to be looking just from an Elliott wave perspective. And of course, if you want access to our Discord, where we're talking about this kind of stuff all the time, the channels have been pretty active over the last couple days. Our traditional channel has been just on fire here recently over the last month or two. Just throw in a comment here in the YouTube chat. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you. All right. That was my 1 minute and 40 seconds of nonsense. So let's take a look at the charts and take a look at what we've got going on here. I'm not going to get into too much of the history. We've talked about that thoroughly. I'm looking at this as being a completed move, potentially an expanded flat. So this is potentially the top here is the 5, and we did an A, working on the B, and now we're working on the C to move our way down. We're still expecting a downward move. What we're really trying to figure out here is how much higher we're going to go, and not just that, how much higher we're going to go, but how far down we're going to go when we do get the rejection, because we will get a rejection. It is going to happen. It is definitely going to happen. I have no doubt in my mind that we are going to see another down move to squeeze out some long positions. It's probably going to go a little deeper than what people are expecting. Not saying that we're going to get a real quick squeeze down below 7, but I think that we're going to see a move down here, and where I'd be very interested in getting into some more long positions, or at least some spot positions down here. All right, so anyway, what we've got here, we're taking a look here from the top down here to the bottom. Okay, so we've got our top up here at about 10,380, our bottom down here at about 89.10, and we have a little push up and a pullback. So this push up and pullback, if we take the dominant swing low to the dominant swing high, and then we do the pullback, we came all the way back here, we tag the 618. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. Let's dive into this just a little bit deeper. Again, we have our swing low to our swing high. Let's just go ahead and tick this off nicely. Get this right up there, perfect. And look where we came down to. We came down here to the 618 perfectly, okay? So this, honestly, is a perfect scenario to use a pitchfork, all right? So we're gonna get our bottom here. We're gonna move up here to the top. We're gonna tick things out as close as we can, all right? So we've got this. We're gonna change the type of pitchfork. We're gonna use a shift pitchfork. We hit the median on this already, all right? So we already realized that target. Let's use our regular original pitchfork and see where yeah, I think this is already invalid. Okay, I don't think that this is the case, because we extended beyond this. So I think that the shift, or the modified shift, probably worked out nicely. Let me pull that shift back up here. Yeah, either the shift or the modified shift. I think these are the ones where we really need to pay the most attention to. So we're tagging the median right here. If we break out to the upside, we've got significant upside target for this. I personally have been keeping my eye on anywhere between 97.50 and 9800. Okay, so let me just remove this pitchfork here for a moment. We had a golden zone pullback. Our algo target to the upside is going to be right here at about 97.50. Okay. That is basically an A, a B, and a C move up here. Okay, so I've got the C tagged up here about 98.20. If we use our trend-based fib extension, we go down here to the bottom. We're talking about a corrective move, okay? We're talking about a corrective move. So let's just get this tag down here at the bottom, and we move ourselves up here to the top, and then we do our pullback, okay? So our pullback here down here to the 618. All right, we hit the 618. We're kind of consolidating there right now. We have our 100%. So with the equality from this A compared to the C that we're currently in, that takes it up there to 98.50. Okay, so this hot box up here is where I think we're probably going to get rejected from. Let's just go ahead and mark this out. So we've got this level right here to be getting out or to be getting into a short position. This is where I would be looking for there to be a little bit of a rejection. So we're looking for the hammer to come down at this level right up here, okay? So as soon as we get up here, I think we're probably going to get the hammer. We're probably going to go down, and that's going to complete an ABC, which means we're probably going to be working on another ABC going down. Again, we're in a very corrective phase right now. Let's go to the 4-hour. Let's just clean this up a little bit and see what this potentially looks like, okay? So again, looking at this, if this was the top, meaning that we've got a 5 and we're working on an expanded flat, what we've got here, I say this is less likely. Let me just clean this up a little bit. We know where our algo targets are coming from, so I'm going to clean this up because the charts do get messy when you have too much going on. So we've already identified that this range is all based on technical targets to the upside. So we're sitting at 9,600. Very possible we go up another $200 to $250. Very, very possible that happens, okay? I'm layering in shorts. So I've already started to layer a little bit on Ethereum. Nothing significant yet, because I do think that we're probably going to come up here before we see the hammer, right? The hammer on the C to go down for the longer C. All right, so again, what we've got here, if this was the top, we're basically looking at an A, looking for an expanded flat B, and then we're going to come down for the C. You know, that C is probably going to come further down here, right? So this is a possibility. Let's just take a look from a technical perspective. If we're taking a look from up here, we're taking the length of the A projected from back here where we've got the B. Our 100% equality is going to be right here, 84. Okay, 84, possibly down to 8. That's the 123.6. That is also very, very possible. I've got this target down here based off of this. From up here, dominant swing high, to the dominant swing low, trying to get back here to the 618, and then we come back down here to this 85. So I do think that we are going to see a negative reaction at the 9,800 level. Somewhere in that range, we're probably going to see a negative reaction. All right. I think between now and then, I think alts are going to be prime. We already talked about alts yesterday. I'm not going to get into it, but I think alts are going to be doing pretty good here in the next, I would say the next week. I think alts are going to be doing pretty good. This is not alt season, guys, so don't expect like the 1,000 to 2,000% gains on alts, right? That's not going to happen, right? We're taking like 8, 10, 20, maybe 50% if we're lucky. Gains on alts, and sure, there are some that are out there. You know, you have to be in it to win it, but you also have to time it right to really make money on alts. And I think this is the time to be investing in some alts that are looking oversold, right? So don't buy anything that's already pumped. So we talk about that a lot as well. But at any rate, I think we're probably going to come up here to this hot zone where we're going to get a rejection, and we're going to be looking at basically a range here from 84 to 86. And then ultimately down here at 8,000 is going to be significant support in my opinion. And looking left here, again, if we're going to be looking at 8,000 right here, we also have to take a look down here at about 78. So if we wick down here, this seems like a logical place. We flew through this area back here. Okay, so what we did right here, we just totally flew through this resistance, right? So we kind of tested it a little bit, but I think we have to come back here and create a little bit of volume in this range, because really there is just no volume in this range at all. So I think we need to come back down here. So again, let's just go ahead and outline this guy coming all the way back here. This range I think is probably going to start getting a little bit of chop. Again, I do think that we do come back down here to get this C down in this level, right? I think we're going to come back down here. It's just going to be time, a matter of time. And really the uncertainty of whether or not this 50 was as high as we're going to go, if we're going to go all the way up here to the 618. That's one of the reasons why I started shorting, very small sized here, like extremely low leverage, right? When I talk about leverage, I'm talking like half or 1x, right? When I get deep into a leverage position, we're talking like 2x, 3x. I do not like to gamble, right, with my money. I like to use low leverage. So if it moves against me, it's not going to hurt as much as if I was using higher leverage. But at any rate, I think that these two levels are very important. If we bounce on the other side of 98.25, if we get higher than that and we don't see a clear rejection, and I'm talking like a 15 or a 30-minute candle. If we start closing 15 to 30-minute candles above 9,800, I'm going to be out of any short position that I'm in, because that's going to be a sign of strength for me. I think that we do have really, really good odds of us getting rejection here and coming back down to this level, this range. And if that's the case, I think we're going to get a good bounce down here. What I'm planning on probably doing is probably shorting up here in this range. And then when we come back down here, I'm going to be longing. Longing down here, anywhere below 8,000, in my opinion, is a good place to open up some long positions. And I am going to hold my rights to change that opinion over time, depending on how long it takes for us to get down here and what the charts look like by then. I might change my mind, but for right now, it looks like we created an ABC, and then we're working on an ABC, and then we're working on an ABC when this is complete, okay? Because these corrections come in waves of 3, and each wave can be made up of its own subdivision, which we will not get into, but it looks like we've got one move down, and then 3 moves up, so ABC into the B, ABC into the C, A, B, and now we're working on the C. Again, we don't know if this is the top or if we're going to make it up here. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. But ultimately, I do think we're going to come down to at least 85. At least 85. Very possible we make it down to 8. You have a smaller degree of possibility we're going to get down to 78. Okay? That's why this box is so big. I don't like it, but I will probably be layering down here. Because again, it's very possible this happens very quick, right? You have to be there. The orders have to be there. And also you have to be prepared to stop loss, because if we make it down below 78, we're going to make it all the way down here, which is going to be down here to 72. Okay, so we've got these lower targets which are possible. Also, we've got the 175 down here at 7. All right, you don't want to be holding a position that's averaged in at about $8,000 and have the price go $1,000 against you. So you got to be ready to cut that position on the other side of 78 if that happens. If you're buying, cut that position on the other side of 78. You know, it is what it is. So we're going to be kind of waiting for this to get rejection here and then come down here into our hot zone, watching 85 first. Then we're going to look at 84 and then 8,000. That's the big one for me. If we get down there, I'll take a smaller position up here. No problem with that. But ultimately, the bigger position is going to be sitting here at 8,000. And I'm going to probably be doing a stop loss on the other side of 78. And if we do 78 and we break down below that, then I'm going to be looking, of course, for these levels down here. There's going to be a lot of confluence between 7 and 74. And we'll watch and wait to see what happens there. If we start consolidating down here, that's very bad. That's a bad sign, okay? Because what we've seen here, all right, let's just talk about this for just a second. What we saw down here, we saw a breakdown, and then we saw a nice corrective move up, and then we broke down, okay? And then what we've been doing here, we've just been sort of just bouncing in this range. Possible we come back down here to 91, 92, something like that. But we've just been bouncing here, right? There hasn't been anything that is really concrete showing us a clear direction. But again, if we come down here and we start to consolidate and we're not bouncing up and out of it, right? So if we don't see a bounce down and a bounce back up down here, if we don't see a bounce down and a bounce back up and some consolidation up here again before we break up, this is what I want to see. But if we basically are creating something that looks a little bit like this, this is bad. That means we're probably going to break down. I need to see a bounce out of this, right? I need to see a V shape out of here in order for this to look really good. And it's okay if we see a bounce out and a pullback, as long as we see another move up and out of here. And again, it's going to take time. We have to be patient, but ultimately I need to see some kind of a V shape when we come down here. If we start consolidating down here, that's bad. That means we're going to break down. Watch for the bearish retest. Okay, a bearish retest, we've seen this numerous times, and let me just show you what a bearish retest looks like. We've got one right here. Okay, now granted, this is in the past, and it is come and it is gone, but this right here, where we've got support, and then a breakdown, a bearish retest, and a further breakdown. Okay, and then we have basically another retest, a breakdown. We're pushing up. So this, what we are retesting right now, these levels right here, it's going to be a bearish retest of this level up here. We've got this clustering, and actually I can take this all the way back here. We're looking at 4-hour candles, okay? So we've got clustering here. We have resistance then. After we spent our time clustering, we had resistance here. We flew through it, and then we flew right back down. We had some resistance, and then we had support, and then we had resistance, and then we had support, and we haven't retested that, right? This support that we flew through, we haven't retested that. That's going to be up here at about 97, okay? It's possible that we just fly up and then we get rejected. That's kind of what I expect to see. But again, we're just going to wait. We're going to wait for us to get up here to about 98, and then we can open up some more aggressive short positions. And then we're going to be looking to see what the reaction looks like down here. To be honest, I'm probably not going to close my short positions when we get down there. I'm just going to be opening up an equal sized long position. I'll be waiting for that V-shaped recovery. I'll be more than happy to give back some of my short profits because it's going to be balanced by whatever long profit that there is. So I'll be waiting down there to see what happens. And again, I'm going to hold on to the short position because there is always the possibility that we're going to be doing. Let me just clean this up some more. All right, we've talked about our levels, so I'm going to keep the boxes on there because we've talked about them. But the reason why I'm going to be keeping my short position open is because if this is a completed structure, I'm going to be looking for a move back to this 618, which is at 67. So if this breaks down, it's very possible we come down here to the 618. So watching all of these things as they play out, it's going to take some time. So just be ready for something to happen. All right, I think that's it for right now. If this video did help you in any way, shape, or form, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. If you want to be part of our Discord, just throw in a comment here in the YouTube channel. I'll be more than happy to get an invite code out to you, but wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day, good night, good evening. Stay